Well, good afternoon, Northlanders. This is my week in review. This is budget week. It's been a big week, and I thought I'd let you know what I call it as the broken promises budget. This government promised 1,800 sworn police officers in 3 years. That's what they said they were going to if they campaigned on it. Oh, by the way, I'm heading out to the airport in a taxi. 1,800 sworn police officers in 3 years, plus that's what they promised, and they're actually delivering 900 over 5 years, which is only less than 100 more than we promised in our budget. So 900 sworn police officers, not 1,800, and over 5 years, not 3 years. So that's a broken promise, plain and simple. In health, they said that we had a massive hole in our health budget. The health system was collapsing. Woe is me, they said. Don't get me wrong, health is a massive area for government expenditure, and there is never enough money. That's a fact. However, they made it out to be a lot worse than what it is. And they're actually proposing to spend less in this budget on health than what we had promised to spend in health in our budget. So the so-called big hole in health, and they're going to spend less than what we had in our budget promised to spend. Tertiary education committed over $2 billion to tertiary education free fees policy, which is a student bribe to buy their vote. But they're having next year they're projected to have less students in tertiary training than they have this year, with over $2 billion more expenditure. So that's a massive fail, This week I got a chance to, in general debate, to call the government and Winston Peters out on his broken promises. And there is dozens of them. You might recall during his campaign in 2015 and 2017, he promised the world in Northland. He promised major expenditure in moving the Auckland Port to Northland, billions of dollars worth actually. He promised upgrade of the Northern Line and a spur out to the Whangarei North Port. He promised referendums on the Maori seats, referendum on the Welsford voters to get out of the super city, referendum on number of MPs from 120 to 100, all kinds of things he promised. Free ferry rides for gold card holders. Everywhere he went, like the Pied Piper, he made promises, and he has delivered none of them, and he will deliver none of them. So there you go. This is a budget of broken promises. This is a government of broken promises. So that's our week. We'll be back into the debate next week on the budget, all the nuts and bolts of this budget. We'll be debating with them in a 12-hour session over the course of next week. So I'll keep you updated with our week in review. Next week is our last week in the house, and then a 2-week recess. And in my 2-week recess, I've got my brand new mobile bus on the road, and I will be going on a bit of a road tour around the electorate in my bus, visiting as many towns as I can. Hopefully I might see you around. Catch you next week. Thanks, have a great weekend. Cheers.